In 2022, Netflix spent nearly $17 billion making original content. Not licensing it, making it. For comparison, that is more than the annual arts budgets of most countries combined. Most of those shows were watched by a fraction of subscribers. A meaningful portion will never appear in most users' viewing history at all. Netflix has the data to know this. They spend the money anyway. That is not a company confused about what content is for. That is a company with a very precise idea of what content is actually for. The simple explanation is that Netflix is hunting for hits. Make enough shows. Find the next Squid Game. Find the next Stranger Things. The economics work out eventually. That explanation has a problem. Studios that hunt for hits invest heavily in what works. They double down on successes and kill failures fast. Netflix does the opposite. They produce an enormous volume of content across dozens of genres, multiple languages, and every possible format. Crime dramas, cooking competitions, animated series, foreign language thrillers, reality dating shows. They are not filling gaps in the market. They are filling something else entirely. Economists call this switching costs, the friction involved in leaving one product for another. It is one of the most quietly powerful mechanisms in modern business. And once you understand it, the $17 billion makes complete sense. Netflix launched in 1998 as a DVD by-mail rental service. The model was simple: monthly subscription, no late fees, delivered to your door. Blockbuster had built an empire partly on late fee revenue, around $300 million a year. Netflix eliminated the thing customers hated most about renting movies. By 2010, Netflix had moved into streaming. By 2013, they were making original content. House of Cards was their first major original production. Over the following decade, subscriber numbers grew from around 30 million to over 260 million. Content spending grew alongside it from roughly $2 billion a year to $17 billion. Reed Hastings, Netflix's co-founder, once said the company's biggest competitor was not HBO. It was not Disney. It was sleep. That line gets repeated as a joke about ambition. It was a precise statement about what Netflix is actually optimizing for. Not viewership, not critical acclaim. The window of time between right now and the moment you decide to cancel. Switching costs are the friction, financial, practical, or psychological, that makes leaving a product feel costly. Financial switching costs are obvious. Cancel a mobile contract early and you pay a penalty. That cost is written in the terms. Practical switching costs are slightly less visible. Moving years of files from one cloud service to another takes days. That time is a cost. Psychological switching costs are the most powerful of the three. Because they do not feel like costs at all, they feel like reasons. When you sign up for Netflix, you start building something. A watch list, a viewing history, a recommendation engine shaped by your specific taste over months. That profile knows you watched 3 seasons of something, stopped, and came back 6 months later. It knows the kinds of things you watch at midnight versus Sunday afternoon. To abandon that profile feels like abandoning something that belongs to you. Behavioral economists call this the endowment effect. People systematically overvalue things they feel ownership over, even when they have no formal claim to them. Your Netflix profile is not property in any legal sense. Netflix owns it. You are renting access to it. But it feels like yours. And canceling feels like losing something you built. That is the first lock. The second is more subtle. Every unfinished series in your queue is a future you have not had yet. I have been meaning to start that. I will watch that next week. I heard that is really good. That intention, not the viewing, the intention is doing work. It is keeping you subscribed. You do not need to watch The Crown. You just need to feel that canceling Netflix would mean never getting around to it. Psychologist Barry Schwartz documented what he called the paradox of choice. The more options exist, the harder it becomes to commit to any of them. A larger catalog does not make you watch more. It makes you feel worse about leaving. Every genre Netflix enters, every language, every format. That is not an entertainment strategy. That is an exit barrier. The content is not the product. The intention to watch it is. And nearly $17 billion a year is, among other things, what it costs to sustain that intention across 260 million people. The same architecture operates in almost every major subscription business. Amazon Prime Video is the clearest parallel. Amazon's core business is e-commerce. Prime Video exists not because Amazon wanted to become a film studio. It exists because Prime members spend significantly more on Amazon purchases than non-members. The content raises the cost of canceling Prime, which protects the purchasing behavior that actually funds the business. The video is infrastructure, the shopping is the product. Gym memberships run on the opposite version of the same logic. Most gym members do not go regularly. They stay subscribed because canceling means formally abandoning the intention. That admission has a psychological price many people will pay a monthly fee to avoid. Duolingo's streak mechanic works identically. Miss one day, lose your streak. That is not gamification designed to help you learn a language. That is a switching cost designed to make quitting feel like failure. The pattern is consistent. You are not the customer. You are someone who has not canceled yet. Switching costs are invisible by design. You do not experience them as manipulation. You experience them as perfectly sensible reasons why now is not quite the right time to cancel. My watch list has 40 things on it. I have not finished that series. I will actually use it more next month. Those feel like your thoughts. They were engineered. The next time you find yourself talking yourself out of canceling something you barely use, notice what is doing the talking. Is it a genuine reason to stay? Or is it the shape of an exit cost, designed to feel like a preference? That distinction will not always change the decision, but it changes what you understand yourself to be deciding between. You are not choosing between keeping a service and losing one. You are choosing between staying inside a system and paying the cost of leaving it. Understanding that does not make you immune to it. Nothing makes you immune to a well-designed incentive structure. It just tells you what game you are playing. $17 billion. Every year, that number gets reported as evidence of Netflix's ambition, their commitment to storytelling, their belief in original content. Some of it is exactly that, but some of it is considerably less cinematic. It is the cost of making sure that the thought of canceling feels every month reliably just slightly more inconvenient than paying for another one.